This doesn't have anything to do with the Cowboys. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm taking the Dolphins because I do believe that this offense that the Dolphins have is going to be a little bit too much for the Philadelphia Eagles. I love the comments I'm hearing now because Philly was talking about this, and you know, I see what I see on the field, and I need to see how players are seeing it. And they said, listen, we can't run with this team, so we got to bring pain to this team. You know, so that tells me that this game is played in one place, right there on that offensive defensive line. Right now, Miami gives up 1 sack a game. 1 sack a game. Tua 5-0 in those 1 sacks. When they 1 sack or less, he's 5-0. More than 1 sack, not so good. That's exactly where this game's going to be played, because I don't think Philly has enough on the back end to stop this team. And when you have an explosive team like Miami, this kind of explosive is different. Most of the time we talk about explosive, we're talking about a team that can really get up the field, and most of the passes are up the field, which would play into the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles, because that means Tua is holding on to the ball. But this kind of explosive, I mean, Tua gets the ball out of his hands so quickly, and they'll start the game doing that. They'll play a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, getting the ball out of his hands quickly to wear down that defensive line. And then when they start wearing down, they have a little more time. Then you'll start seeing these boom, 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 bombs everywhere. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to come on back and say, that's why Michael said Mortimer will pack, because Tyreek Hill going to give y'all those deuces. And when he give you the deuces, that means he's going to be telling y'all got 2 losses, just like the Dallas Cowboys. Deuce out on that. That's what he gonna be saying.
Yeah. You still play Dallas twice, man. I mean, Philly twice. Calm down.
Can't wait.
What we talking about right now?
Yes, that is true. They cannot run with them. So if you cannot run with a team and you give them free access, bombs away early, not necessarily late. You don't want to put yourself in that position if you're Philadelphia's defense. What you want to do is you want to disrupt the timing. You want to disrupt it by putting your hands on them, much like the Buffalo Bills were able to do. You want to disrupt the routes. You don't want to lean off of Tyreek Hill and allow him to eat your cushion up, or Waddle, for that matter, and run by you. So if you get up on them and you become physical with them at the point of attack, now you allow Tua to have to reload, find another place to go with the football, and hopefully Reddick and those dudes will get to the quarterback and apply that type of pressure. Now, when you look at the offensive side of the ball, Philadelphia's got to get back to doing what they do best, which is run the football and allow Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Don't all of a sudden turn him into a passing quarterback that has to throw the ball 45 times a game. You don't want to do that. You want to do what got you to the Super Bowl last year. And I think against this Miami defense at home, that could happen. Now, in Florida, this has always been one of my things. When Florida teams go to cold sort of weather places.
I don't be begging for weather.
I'm not begging for weather.
I'm begging for weather.
I'm not begging for weather. I want to try to tell you why I think Miami loses the game. I think even though it won't be freezing cold, it's around 50 degrees at the start. By the time you get to the second half, it drops. They're coming from a place at plus 90. Okay, so when they get on that plane, it's 90. When they land, it's 45. Okay? So it's a little bit different. You know this, Michael, had played in Florida at Miami. When you went up to Boston College, even though y'all probably smacked them, it didn't feel good to the bones. So that plays a part in this as well. Miami has not traveled and played well in the cold in the past. They just haven't. So Philadelphia, I'm sure, is hoping for a little weather to turn a certain way. That's all I'm saying. I'm not hoping for it.
Skip, we can't even mess with Key about the weather, because he's just pulling out of his pain when they were in Tampa, having to go to Philly themselves, and they needed to go to Philly. He's just pulling out of his pain.
That's very true. That's very true.
But you did finally break through at Philadelphia.
Yeah, after a few smacks upside the head.
Right?
Yeah.
How cold was it that January day that you broke through?
It was very cold.
That's what I'm saying.
It was very cold.
Figured it out.
Oh,
right?
no question.
Okay.
No question. They've shown this year that they potentially could have a portable offense. What that means is that offense can travel in any climate, any weather, any conditions, rain, snow, sleet.
Okay.
They've shown that,
all right,
but they haven't played in it yet, is all I'm saying.
Okay, so you are sidestepping the issue as usual because you are not predicting a winner.
Philadelphia's going to win. Philadelphia's going to win 38-33. That's what I got.
38-33.
Yeah, write it down, Skip.
Okay.
38-33.
Okay, I'm writing it down right next to
And if they do lose, they still a half a game up on you.
It's a half a game just on the win
column. And you got to play them twice.
But the all-important loss column will be 2-2.
Okay, and you got to play them twice, though, Skip.
And I can't wait for either one of those games because we have a chance to win both of them. We will win the one at home for a fact. And I'm going to remind you that these teams weren't all that different last year except at quarterback. Remember, my team went up there when they were a flat-out buzzsaw on a Sunday night about this time of year. And do you remember what happened? Cooper Rush got off to a shaky start for the first time in his career, and all of a sudden, he got hot. And here they came, and they got back to 20-17. And how did Jalen Hurts kill the clock and finally kill me and us? He ran the football on third down, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. They ran the football down our throats. We could not that night stop the key play runs.
That hasn't changed.
Okay, and then on Christmas Eve, here came Philly to Dallas, and we hung 40 on that defense, 40 points. And I'm going to say it again. I know they've got some new young players, blah, blah, blah. I got that. They are still torchable. They are still vulnerable, and especially against this offense. This thing is, it's something. It's something we haven't seen in a long, long time since the greatest show on turf, and it's faster than the greatest. It might not be quicker than the greatest show on turf, but it's faster.
Yeah, okay? It might be a little bit of both. It might be a little bit of both, quick and fast, but different.
Right.
But it's
ain't no might be about it, guys. We can stop that might be.
No, I didn't say no might be.
Nobody. I don't know if anybody in the history of the NFL can put a track team on the field.
I don't think so.
With the
I've
Miami
never
Dolphins.
seen one. No, because I've never seen a player faster in pads than Tyreek.
But just 2 weeks ago, the book was out with the Bills.
But let me say something to this, Key, because I wrote down that when you talked about press coverage and all of that, and the Bills did this, the Bills see them twice a year.
I understand.
Every year. There's a difference when you know a player like that.
Yeah.
You can come up to him. Philly don't even understand the kind of speed Tyreek Hill has. They don't see it. When you see it all the time, you get a comfort about it. But when they see it Sunday, and you're like, whoa, I thought he was fast. It's a different kind of speed. So it's going to be, and you saw that right there. You saw that. That's a perfect play. That's a perfect play because you know what that showed right there? That little joker, he ain't scared to go inside and catch the pass. So all that stuff everybody's talking about, let's just get on up and press him. Okay.
No, but it ain't. It's not about. I
understand what you're saying.
When I say get
you're trying to mess with the timing.
You messing with the timing,
right.
Michael.
But this team is dangerous in that sense that these speed guys don't mind catching short routes and taking it the distance. So now when you press up on them, if you have a safety up high, Miami's going to run the ball the most. That's going to open up the football field for the running game. So now if you say, all right, we're not going to do that, we're going to keep them low. Now we're going to start running crossing routes because these fast dudes don't mind crossing, and you guys going to be trying to play man. You still going to run into each other. I'm going to catch it on the other end, and he's still going to deuce you out and tell you two losses just like the Cowboys.
I feel like I have a better shot at winning by disrupting the timing, and if you want to run the football, then you go right ahead and take that. I'll take that poison. But what I'm not going to do is allow them two dudes.
Because you think that's a slower beat down running, but they have 4.2 speed at running back.
Yeah, but the 4.2 speed at running back, you got to get through 3 levels to hit a home run.
Right.
At the receiver position on the perimeter, you don't have to get through 3 levels. You got to get past one dude. You got to get past one dude. And if they get past that one dude, it's a house call. So if I'm up in you, and I'm disrupting that timing, now all of a sudden, Tua has to scan the field, recock and load something that he doesn't want to do. He wants to get the ball out right now. So if I'm looking at Michael Irvin, and all of a sudden he ain't there, I got to go over here.
If they do that, now it changes things. That's what changed things in that Cleveland game against San Francisco. I don't care how great you are. And we can say this because we talk system and all of this. Look how great you are. If they are in your mug like that, you got a problem. And that's what Philly's talking about. That's why I say this game's going to be won right up front. And Miami's offensive line has to be ready for this onslaught that's about to come at you.
That led the league in sacks last year, right? Didn't Philly lead the league in sacks last year? Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Remember how fast he gets the ball out of his hands, though. You got to.
So Mike McDaniel has worked miracles with Tua. I've never been sold on Tua, but I have to be sold on him in this offense run by this guy who's a flat-out wizard. So I need him on Sunday night, Mike McDaniel, to go Harry Potter, to go Hogwarts up there in Philadelphia on the Eagles, to where they're just looking all over the place. They can't find these people who are running by them because it seems like magic. It's like a magic act. Tua is throwing the ball quicker than anybody in the league is getting rid of the football. And he's doing it on deeper routes where he just throwing it up for grabs because the track team can run under his punts. He throws punts and they go run under him for big games.
Yeah, but if you putting that poor guy from Carolina at the cornerback position, playmaker, you setting him up for failure. You got him in press coverage against Tyreek damn Hill, and he doesn't even touch him. You setting him up for failure. The same thing that the Chargers did at the beginning of the year, Brandon Staley. You got the corner up on Tyreek Hill, as if Tyreek Hill is just a guy with a uniform on.
But that's what you just said. The Phillies should do, press Tyreek Hill.
But you got to put your hands on them. They letting him just run. Michael, think about it.
Yeah, I think they tried to put their hands on him.
And he just missed?
And I think so.
Well, if he just missed, then he needs to figure it out.
Well, I'm saying, okay, a lot of people just miss. And especially when you don't know that this offense, when you practice against this offense, you don't understand. Then you get worried. What Skip just said about Mike McDaniels designing things. Now, when you go against it, you understand the primaries of the play and what secondary things may happen. But when you don't all the time, and he starts putting variations on plays that you see on film, and now you're getting lost and they're running wide open. And when they're wide open, it's over. I just don't see Philly having enough. If they don't get the Tua right now, this game could get ugly.
And what did we see against the Jets?
Yeah, go ahead. If they score up early scoring, now Philly wants to really win running. You just told them stop throwing the ball 45 times. Well, that puts them in a bad place.
They want to win running. What they displayed against the Jets was not Philadelphia. And I understand you look at Jalen Hurts' 3 interceptions and a bad throw when he's backpedaling at the end of the game there with the pick six. I get all that. I got that. But what I would say is you have to now counter offensively with your defense. I mean, defensively with their offense in their skill position players. They're not as fast as Tyreek in Waddle, but they make a whole lot of plays.
Okay? Brown ain't
so how does that play in this game, Skip, where all of a sudden we act as though Philadelphia doesn't have a potent offense as well?
It's different because they're not sure who they are just yet under their new coordinator. They went through an identity crisis against the Jets because they tried to turn Jalen into Joe Burrow. And he can do a lot of that because he's turned himself into a very good thrower of the football. But they need part of that attack to be him with his legs. Again, the reason, as we pointed out, that the tush-push works, it's not because it's because of Jalen Hurts, who can lift the whole gym when he goes into the gym. Pound for pound, he's the strongest player in the league, strongest quarterback in the league, and what a power base he has. Well, they've got to figure out how to utilize that power base in a blend with his ability to throw the football. And against the Jets, all they did was throw the football. They abandoned the running game, and I'm not sure that they have a great running game. I'm not a big Swift fan. I know he had the big game at home because he's from there.
He's been solid and sound all year long.
It's confusing that they run game.
One bad game.
He did. Well,
one bad game because their entire offense played bad. That's one game.
Yeah. Do you have a high level of confidence in your pick? Because
38 to 33, I'm picking Philadelphia.
All right, I'm going to switch it around because I already wrote this down. I got 38 for the visiting team to 35. I'm going to give Jalen 35. I think it's going to be a great game to watch, a weird kind of shootout because Philly will try to run the football and keep them off the field, and
Philadelphia
won't
scores at home.
Yeah,
they score at home. Mm-hmm. It's just what they do. Jalen Hurts if my memory serves me correctly, he has not put sloppers back to back together. He just hasn't. No. He hasn't.
Well, he may not put a slopper back to back. And this may not be a slopper, but it's going to take something incredible to win this game when Miami's putting up 498 yards a game.
Why are they favored? Why are they favored? Why is Philadelphia favored?
Okay, because they're at home.
Because money.
Because they're at home. Now it's because
and not even 3 points in that home. And not even 3 points in that home. So they're really not favored.
Yes,
they're really not favored.
Thank you.
To speak on that now.
Let's
just be real here.
Well, you give them 3 for home field.
I don't give them anything. I give them exactly what it says, 2.5. That's his favorite to me.
Skip, you said Jalen is not Joe Burrow. He's not. But, boy, A.J. Brown is every bit of Jamar Chase, if you want to talk that.
Really?
4 125-yard games. 4 125-yard games in a row. Now, that talent that this dude is that big, and I'm not talking about being able to run because he can run. And I'm talking about just transitioning because he can transition. Yeah. The body control it takes. Go back and look at the catches he's been making the last few weeks on the sideline, toe tapping. I mean, it's been, I'm watching him like, whoa.
By the way, he leads the league in tight window catches. So to your point. That's
right,
what
to that point. Yeah. I mean, it's been incredible to see his development. And we don't necessarily put him out there as the top receiver in the National Football League, but he's making his bid for it right now. I just had to say that.
Okay. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.